The views, opinions, and representations expressed on the Night Dreams Talk Radio Network and its website are those of the hosts, guests, and participants, and are not necessarily those of or endorsed by the network, its affiliated stations and broadcasts, the management, other hosts, or advertisers of the network. The shows found on the Night Dreams Talk Radio Network can, but do not necessarily, promote any particular lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only, and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or condition, or give any medical or legal advice. Eric Cooper, S-4 Radio, on Night Dreams Talk Radio Network, gets deep into the paranormal.
Good evening or morning, depending on where you are, and welcome to S-4, the voice of Forest Moon Paranormal, coming to you live from FMP headquarters in the heart of the Cascade Mountains in Concrete, Washington. FMP is a highly active emergency response team for all aspects of the paranormal, from aggressive hauntings to alien interaction, Bigfoot and other cryptids, and everything in between is terrifying. S4 is the voice where we discuss these things in detail. Not only can you find S4 right here on Night Dreams Talk Radio, but for our local listeners, also on KSVU 90.1 FM from 10 to 12 Saturdays with our pre-recorded shows. So tonight, folks, it's already the last Saturday of February, which means it's time for Roundtable. I know. But, Eric, we always have a Roundtable theme on S4. Well, the monthly Roundtable means there's no set topic. Each S4 member brings 3 questions to the panel on anything paranormal, conspiracy, or current events that are important to them for us to discuss. So it's time to relax, kick back, get your cigarettes out, get your coffee out, and enjoy the show. So tonight with us, we have Cole Wegleitner, our FFP Lore and Culture Research Specialist and owner of Statement of Sound DJ Services, Steve Monchak, our FFP Drone Operator and Mountain Expedition Specialist, R. Keith Andrews, our Alien Race Specialist and FFP, Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, and tonight we have Gary Tombstone Anderson, owner of Night Dreams Talk Radio. So how is everyone doing tonight?
Awesome. Not bad at all. How's yourself?
Oh, it was my 50th birthday party, so it was. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about being 50. I really don't.
You want to swap?
It's pretty much the same as being 49.
Yeah, I know. But, yeah. And it's not the number. And, I don't know what it is. Do you remember how you felt when you turned 50, Gary?
You know what? 50, I kind of was a little bit depressed. I tell you, it didn't hit me till I hit 65. And then it hit. So you're a young kid. Oh, don't worry about it.
Wait, no, it's so I don't know what it is. It's not the fear of, oh my God, I'm 50, or the health issues or anything I've got now. The health issues I've got now came from the Army, and I know where that comes from. It's not because of age. I don't know. I don't even think it's that I'm 50. I think it's more the state of this, the state of our nation, the state of the world, that just irritates me. And I'm really biting not to get into politics tonight, but it's going to be hard. Just because, yeah. Anyway.
Well, don't forget, Eric, you know what? If 30 years ago, when I was 50 years old, I said the same thing, about the world, the country. I felt the same way as I do now. But because of the internet, you hear about all these things more. And it gets more compounded. And you know what? Everybody believes what the internet says. So, it really does get people down.
But there's so much hate and division. And, you can look at every administration and you can say the same thing, but I don't know. This particular time feels different. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just me or, I really don't know.
Well, I think part of it is that everybody has focused on it. I mean, I remember the same thing when Nixon was going through his Watergate, where everybody was looking right there and going, oh, the world's going to heck in a handbasket. But, I really do. When I talk about, I point the finger at the media a lot, it's because of one little detail. It's a well-known fact that whatever gets shown on the front page of a newspaper is what people focus on. It's what gets replicated. Now, if the media, I'm not saying don't report the news that's bad. I'm referring to report the news that's good in a more prominent place. The world would be, the people around you would be a heck of a sight happier if on the front page of the newspaper was somebody, and it could be somebody anonymous for that matter, but somebody's wedding instead of a murder.
Right. So, Chris, real quick, too, Chris, so Craig's just stirring the pot. So we have Craig in the chat room going, what's my thoughts on Trump? Well, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
I'm just not. What I am going to say is we have a lot more serious things to worry about than a wall.
Well, can I say something, Eric?
Yeah, of course.
We got a lot of things going. We got a false economy going. We remember back when we had the housing bubble and it burst. Well, our economy is not the economy people think it is. Back on my show months and months ago, I got a lot of ridicule from a lot of my listeners because I try to tell people what was going to happen with these tariffs. And people told me, I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, you know what? Yeah, we got a lot of jobs out there. If you like working at Burger King, McDonald's, or KFC, or part-time jobs. But you know what? We're about ready for our economy to start collapsing here very shortly because we have it's crazy and people can't see it. The mortgage companies, the banks are lending to people again with no, security, no jobs in a lot of cases. I think the economy is set to go into a deep recession probably in the next couple of months, and people don't realize it. And it bothers me so much about this tax cut people got. They didn't get no tax cut. What they did is got screwed over because, a lot of people, I hate to say it, lower income people, they float from paycheck to paycheck. I was there one time in my life. I know what it's like. But, a lot of them, they all year long, they wait for that tax refund to pay off their debts they have, to get something fixed on their car or pay bills off or pay off these payday loan companies. And a lot of people are finding out they're not getting the amount of a refund they thought they were going to get, or they're going to owe money. They're going to owe penalties. They're going to owe a lot of money that they didn't think they were going to have to pay. And, it's not just that. I talked to a guy, it was on the news. He made TVs, I think in Georgia. And he's one of the last companies in this country that still made TVs. I thought Curtis Matthews 35 years ago was the last company making TVs in the United States. No, this guy had 100 employees. He's making little TVs, importing most of his parts, actually. But because of the tariffs, he had to lay off his 100 employees. He's out of business. And it's a lot of companies are going out of business because what's going on.
Right. And, I think you're absolutely right. It is a fake. Everything is fake. It's a fake economy. It's, you look at Obama, and Obama had employment increases. They all did. But I don't know. You look at Fox, you look at CNN, you look at MSNBC, they're all fake news. They are fake news. They only tell the news based on which side of the fence they fall on. That's the bottom line.
But as bad as you get it both from Washington, D.C. and the news media both. So who do you believe? Your gut feelings, that's what you believe.
Well, I believe gut feeling, and if I hear, I'll give a perfect example. I've got friends around the world, so if I hear something that's major going on that's hitting the news, I will contact my friends in that country that are being affected and find out what's really going on. For example, you've got these rape gangs going on in Germany. Well, I contacted my German friends and said, okay, so what's going on? I said, okay, so if you are in Munich, if you are in Stuttgart, if you are in Frankfurt, you might have a chance of being attacked. But that's about it. It's not near as bad as what the media is portraying. We're safe. And that came from Germans, not from the news. That's where I get my news. If I want to know if it's going to snow, I look out the window. There you go.
Yeah, the horizon method works really well for me. Look at the horizon, see which way the wind's going, and that's what you get.
Exactly. So I got to give a shout out to Tim and Craig. They're in the chat room. And Nikki. Good evening, guys. And so before we kick off Roundtable, I want Steve to jump in real quick and introduce himself because this is his first time on the show. He is one of our FMP team members.
How you guys doing? Steve Monchak. I am a drone pilot, Western Washington State, retired military. Spend most of my time now either doing aerial photography, looking for Bigfoot, or search and rescue. So been on some pretty big ones in the last few months. Did actually help find a couple boys that were missing up at Mount Baker most recently. But pretty much that's me. Just an old guy, likes to go out with a drone.
He's a skeptic.
Yeah, I'm a skeptic, but I believe in 90% of what you guys tell me. So I'm not really much of a skeptic anymore.
Nah, not really.
Oddly enough, I'm probably a bigger skeptic than most people.
So we're going to kick off Roundtable with Steve. So what's your first question for tonight?
Well, I guess since I said I wasn't going to talk about politics, but you guys started talking about politics, I guess I have. Go ahead. I guess my question would be for you, Eric. It's more of a statement and question. I see the problem not being the fact. I agree with the other gentleman that the world's a smaller place because of the internet, and we see more today than we ever saw 30 years ago. But the biggest thing I see as being a problem is that we, instead of having politicians or people in charge that want to help the people, we have activists. And I think they push their own agenda, and we have two sides that are pushing two strong agendas. Me being I'm not sure if you know, I'm sure you do, Eric, but I'm a libertarian, so I fall in the middle of all that. So where does that put me in the middle of when you guys are fighting about a wall or immigration or something like that?
Ground zero.
Me sitting here in the middle. What am I supposed to believe, and what am I not supposed to believe, and how can I trust either one of you?
Exactly. And I don't even know where I fall anymore. Because honestly, I was more of a Bernie fan than any of them. And when he got screwed over or paid off, bought out, however you want to look at it, I voted for Jill Stein. I wasn't going to throw, lower my personal values on either Trump or Clinton. And I don't know. I just see it going downhill from here.
Well, I've seen this pattern before, but unfortunately, I remember past lives, which is where I saw it. Rome did exactly the same thing, and I do agree with you that the economy is about to take a nosedive, because what they're not telling you is, and they're starting to loan almost indiscriminately, but there'll come a time when all of a sudden the banks start